technology refreshes every 2 or 5 years, so their budgets get spent every 2 or 5 years. Technology moves on, and everything goes with Moore's law. So every 2 years, the power capacity doubles and the cost halves, and that just permeates through the whole industry, particularly with processors. So what was a dedicated hardware, like you say, was expensive before, but it did quite a niche job. But now the niche job becomes easier to do with as processing cycles go up. You still need to invest in what goes into that device. It has to work. Business decisions are important, and depending on how high you got at the scale of business, the people in that room are expensive. So they become time valuable. If you're spending time and wasting it on getting your rooms up and running, it is ultimately wasted money. So if you invest in hardware that you can be sure is going to deliver, then it's possibly in the long term a cost saving. Almost needs to be transparent. You need to take away as many user interactions as possible, because the more choice you have, the more interactions you have, the more possibilities you have to go wrong. One of our people around the table was saying today that they were unified on touchscreens, and on that touchscreen you could join any meeting within 5 touches. It might have been even less. So they've taken all the complexity out of joining meeting rooms, and then adoption's gone up because of it. So same with microphones. If you want to take some of the complexity out, you can put it in the ceiling and get some really excellent quality pickup and less variance in where people are relative to the microphone. And I think choosing devices which have longevity is going to be important, but maybe understanding what that role is of that piece of equipment and what hardware or software features might come along with it. Because it's quite common now for hardware manufacturers to build a product which is capable of doing more than it currently does, so that new features will come in the future, which you have seen of Infocom recently. So there's no hardware change, but everyone's bringing out new features for their products. So choosing one wisely at the beginning is obviously very, very important. Sure, is interested in seeing what the market's opinion is of where we are, what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. And from my point of view, listening to the end users talking about their challenges is always interesting, so I can feed that back into product development. After a bit of pushing, after a long talk about cameras, actually, audio is really important to us. We benchmark that higher. It just happens to be that discussion has gone down the route of cameras. So it is always interesting that the big A, little v, or big V, little a, which is more common in the AV market, people do still care about audio, and it's nice to sit back sometimes and just hear people say, yeah, we value this. Audio being key to any communication. So when you're looking at video conferencing, if you've got video and audio, you've got a properly functioning video conference. If you take the video out of that, you can still communicate over an audio conference, but if you have a video conference without audio, you've got just a picture on the wall.